And we'll call this a pre-show here on Spreey Media and the Rants of Izzo on Spreely.com. Oh, it's Monday. It is Monday. We're back live here, Rants of Izzo show on, oh my God, I almost said the other shit. I'm losing my mind on that one. It's Monday. My coffee has not kicked in, even though I've had a half a pot since 6 a.m. Because I love coffee. All right, couple things on Monday. Remember, you love the Rants of Izzo show. It's what you play in the middle of your day when like things are just going south and you're like, I need to pick me up. What do I do? Oh, I know. I'm going to open up the Freedom Hub app on my smartphone and I'm going to watch and or listen to the Rants of Izzo show here on Spreely Media. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, I got to do something. I got to do some technical work. Hey, while I'm doing technical work, why don't you plug the Dumb Show? Because I hear that's a fucking awesome show.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Dumbshow.com. Find it on tv.spreely. You can find it on at The Dumb Show on Facebook, Twitter, social media, all that stuff. Or you can go to thedumbshow.com. You can follow, like, share, and subscribe. And it looks like we're getting some feedback here. Not quite sure where. Test, 1, 2.
Yeah.
Test.
Yeah, we're checking and hot coming in. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. All right, it is Monday. We got lots to talk about today. If this is the first time you're listening to the show and you're easily sensitive, dude, fucking just tune out because I don't care. We don't need to get any more complaints anywhere. Oh my God, your show host, that guy with the gray hair and the beard, he's a racist, sexist, homophobe. Right, that's why my porn search history has Diamond Jackson and Diamond Blue and Vanessa Blue all over it. And one of my closest fucking friends in the world happens to be a trans woman porn star, right? Yeah, I'm so phobic on everything. Whatever, kids. Oh, I am going to be plugging like crazy coming up soon. A more interactive way to hang out. I need some fucking friends, is my point. I need some fucking friends. So we have a chat. The Rants of Izzo show chat is available on Telegram because I know a lot of you guys are trying to use all the chats all over the place. Use the one on Telegram. It's the easiest one for all you to combine. And we do have a way for rantsofizzo.com that you guys can get a hold of me, and I'll send you nude pictures and all that kind of shit probably. Whatever, we'll talk about that later on. All right, we're going to have a show. I have no cigars. I don't need one. I'm good. All right, let's do this.
Sit down, shut up, and pay attention.
Damn!
This is the Rants of Izzo Show with your host, Dominick Izzo, from porn to politics. We touch every third rail we can find. You might want to put your headphones on so your mom can't hear this. It's been called the most entertaining 60 minutes on the internet, and it starts now. Let's do this.
Good, fabulous Monday to you all. This is the Rants of Izzo show here on Spreely Media. It's your one-stop shop for all things entertainment, engaging, and educational. I think the one thing that we do take pride in ourselves in this show more than anything is to hand you a chock full of information that you can chew, swallow, process, and really make your life better. Matthew, the proprietor and host of The Dumb Show, good afternoon. How are you? How's your weekend? How are you?
Complete dog shit. How was yours?
What happened in your weekend, dude?
Dude, I have the worst teeth. Like, I should be English. Like, I don't understand, because Germany and bad teeth usually don't go hand in hand, but they are horrendous.
Unless they're pulling the teeth out of people and piling them up for the gold. What?
But I'm bummed. I don't have a rim shot, but if I did, I'd play it. But you know, that really hurts my Jewish lineage that I also had a grandmother who fled Nazi Germany. But anyway,
right.
I'm not going to be sensitive. Bad teeth, bro. $40,000 out when I got out of the military, and they just told me that my front 5 all need to be yanked, and I need a denture, or they're going to put crowns in the last 5 years. It's just horrible, dude. The amount of money that I give these vultures, and I take care of my teeth like nothing else.
Yeah, dude,
like, there's nothing you can do.
Well, I'm actually terrified of that. My parents both smoked like chimneys in the 70s, ate like shit, and now we know that like for periodontal health, I know we're going this direction today, but we're gonna do what we're gonna do. The food you eat, right, rots you from the inside. The heavy carbohydrates convert into sugar, this and that. So I'm terrified of that. Lola, who I was talking about before, she actually came on and we did a show on the dangers of root canals and how they actually leave dead tissue in your mouth and cause bacteria. I've had like 2 root canals, and so like the only pain I can't handle is like tooth pain. It's like, I am fucking done, dude. I've got cervical radiculopathy, which is from all the wrestling I've done. I have no curvature in my neck, so at my C4 and 5, I get compression. Like right now, my neck is on fire, and so is my forearm and in between my shoulder blades, because that's like this pulsing nerve that constantly goes off. It only goes away when I'm on DECA. Anyways, the teeth thing is... dude. Yeah, the teeth is horrible. So I'm terrified of that shit. Because my mother had to have fucking dentures and this shit. But the 2 things I'm afraid of is A, the cost, which is insane. Yeah. But I'm not gonna lie, modern dentistry, if they pulled whatever and replaced it with like fixed dentures or whatever, dude, I mean, that's some solid shit. That's just the cost that scares the shit out of me.
It's I've had 12 root canals. I've had
holy shit,
six extractions. These front 8 were all knocked out of my head and partial, broken teeth. So they put crowns on them, and military accident really fucked up my mouth. And then this entire jawbone has been removed. You can see the indention.
Wow.
Yeah, you can see the indention on my face. I mean, there's some, when we meet each other someday in person, you'll be like, holy shit, you've got some scars. But anyway, needless to say, my mouth is not a wonderland, and I am so fucking sick of the dentist. So of course they tell you this, and you're like, dude, it's going to cost $10,000. I'm like, come on, man. Fuck. What do you think I'm made of? Money?
It's a 600% markup. It's insane.
Yeah, well,
and that's why most people don't go to the dentist. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah. Anyway, don't mean to bring everybody down.
No,
Let's talk
I don't
about
mind.
something fun.
You got nothing else? I mean, nothing. Nothing else you wanted to talk about?
My corns are killing me. My mom and dad didn't hug me enough. Jeez. Just kidding.
All right. I thought we just, converse today and maybe do some. What?
We got some sounds. I can do some sounds.
Oh, are those monkey noises? Oh, is that? Oh, I didn't know if this is appropriate. Like, can we? We're 2 white guys. Are we allowed?
I've been wanting to talk about this all weekend. So
are we allowed to have white, like, chimp noises playing in the background or anything? Or I don't know. For those who don't know what we're talking about, I'm not going to even dox a kid's name. Over the weekend.
Why would you?
Dude. I just don't understand this shit. Over the weekend at Ole Miss, at one of the protests for Palestine, whatnot. I don't give a shit. Protest the colleges. I don't care anymore. They deserve all this heat. A very large black woman went up against a white fraternity, and she was giving them the finger, and kids were dancing, giving the finger back, and one kid looks like he's making monkey noises. I laughed, and I'm going to tell you what, I'm 100% behind that kid, and let me explain why for everybody who immediately is going to say, oh, it's racism. You're racist. 100%. This is called manufactured racism. And what the black community does not understand that they have an absolute alignment with what this kid did was, is that's the last stream of, the last tier of the foundation of recourse he had to combat the fucking lie of American racism. We grew up in the 80s, and I'll get to a very long-winded point. Do you remember the 80s, specifically the 80s and the early 90s, being a inherently racist time?
No, I think there were some very high-level mass media events that were considered.
Came from a strong Italian household who, my grandfather and grandmother worked at soup kitchens for blacks, but at the same time, too, you didn't have them over for dinner. And it was very, very aware in my mother's side of the family that, you're never going to wind up dating a black girl, anything like that. But as we grew up, you saw in my neighborhood, we couldn't believe, like, we had our interracial couple. We had black kids in school. You saw the television. Bill Cosby was on TV, America's Dad, all this shit. We had such a great level of mixing in the race as we grew in the ladies in the 90s. We watched 227. What was that word? What was the show with Dwayne and Whitney, and they were in a different world? Tons of great TV shows with black. So my point being is, I don't know where this fucking everything is racist and it's always the white person's problem issue. But the problem I'm having is, as a white person, with this incessant lie on a daily basis being spread that it's the white man's fault for fucking everything, what else are you allowed to do? You're not allowed to argue, protest, talk back, bring up a point, bring up history, bring up statistics. Nothing sans you being called a racist, canceled, fired, wife divorces you, you lose your kids, all this shit. This kid making the monkey noises was at his last straw of, I am so sick and tired of being blamed for everything. Fuck you. I'm picking the lowest common denominator, which is the fact I could see your skin color, and I'm going to attack you for it. The same thing he did that I said Michael Richards should have done. Same thing that fucking, I said that, what's her name? The racist chef who used to be Big Don. But that's my point, is that there's no difference between how the black community goes along and does drive-by shootings on each other because they have no recourse against the conflict resolution. So that monkey noises, that shit, that is just the simple, frustrated, idiot white kid's way of saying, I'm done with this shit. So I support his free speech. I don't give a shit.
Okay. All right. Dom's on the record. And
free speech.
I'm gonna, yeah, fuck it. You're on the record, and I'm going to be on the record, and it's going to be a hell of a lot shorter, and then we can move on to something else. If you think, not you as in the people who are offended, if I'm shocked at this, here's where I'm shocked. Either you're really offended that this guy made monkey noises and that's what pisses you off, which it's not. So that, we know that's not true. That's not why you're pissed. Why you're pissed is that you've been sitting around here calling everybody Nazis, everyone racist, that all white people who support Trump or disagree with anything that you say are racists in every essence of the word. Yet, why are you, what is this, feigned surprise? You've been telling us this. So why are you shocked? Why are you sitting here like, how dare one single white kid out of all of these protests do something racist? If that's exactly what you've been espousing since Donald Trump was elected, that the Republican Party is a bunch of racists, and actually you've been doing it since 1984 with Ronald Reagan in 1980, when you said that there was a great party switch that never fucking took place. If this is true, then why are you surprised? Why are you sitting here flipping the fuck out? Shouldn't you just be sitting here going, oh, this is just business as usual? No, because it is so rare and it happens so very infrequently. You've got nothing else to be pissed about. You can't give me any other examples of racism. That's why I want to ask you systemic racism. Sure, in the judicial system or health insurance, you can see some disparity, and I get that. That's fine, but that's not systemic. That is a person making a choice who has the ultimate power to sentence you to something further because you're black. That's wrong. There's no doubt about it. There's racist cops. There's racist bakers. We get it. But to sit here and say that we are more racist than 1960, 1980, the year 2000, even 2010, that you are completely disillusioned. You have no idea what you're talking about. And I doubt that maybe that you're a black person in America, because the most fucking upset about this, Dom, are the white people. It's always white women who are pissed off, not black people. Give me a fucking break. All right, there, I'm done.
No, I know. It's always the whites who are looking for the BBC, right? They're going to go lick
Give me a break. They want
like,
the big black cock. That's like, what it is.
Dude, just ask. I'll let you get hollowed out. I mean, holy shit.
It's so stupid, dude. But really, that's really the point, right? If it's so bad out there, why don't you have more examples of it? Why do you have to go to some kid who's... No,
that's the problem. You just nailed the problem, because the examples all over the place of... I pulled one up on Twitter. This was from a woman's name is Jada, Jadaxae _. And this was... one guy posts up, George Floyd got 4 televised funerals in 70 days of riots. What does Laken Riley get? And this woman tweets out that tweet and says, absolutely nothing. Why would we riot for a white bitch? And
right.
But
that's not racist.
There's thousands, tens of thousands of examples like that all the time. So I'm not going to lie. I don't support racism because in the definition of racism, what I grew up with, which is, if I was a racist, That means I believe that my race is superior to all others, or specifically a race that I deem as inferior. I've said this publicly. I'll say this again. And this is pragmatic numbers, views, all this kind of stuff. If we're going to solely look at the black community, this is just I always have a caveat for it, because it's not all blacks. No. We're going to narrow it down. Young, urban, fatherless, uneducated, criminal-driven, gang-ridden, under the influence of something, all having the same color skin people. If we're equal, then why is it that race complains about their lack of opportunity, their lack of position in life and that, but they're committing more violence than any other, more than Hispanic, more than Asians, more than Middle Easterns, more than whites? By definition, if there is an impulse control problem within the aforementioned group that I just said, not all blacks, does that mean that subcategory of that race is inferior to every other single race on the planet? In my opinion, yes. Yes, they fucking are. If you cannot properly assimilate into society, if your major conflict resolution method is to shoot somebody with a fucking bullet because they have the wrong color shoes in your side of town, if you are constantly degrading women, fucking beating people up, stomping on their heads, can't control yourself, rioting all over the place, robbing this and that shit, and then blaming every other culture but your own, yeah, you're an inferior culture. I'm a racist in that aspect. I don't give a shit. End of story. It's my 2 cents.
Okay. You're putting it out there today. I listen. You and I started out the relationship this way. First episode we talked about this, and you know where I come from. I don't think it's that cut and dry. I think that you have 75 years of Democrat rule in these 37 out of top 50 most homicidal, dangerous, crime-ridden cities. When you encourage people to murder your child or abandon it in order to be rewarded, you're setting up a home for failure. You're creating the systemic racism is inside the black family. It's not inside the white, culture. And when you follow these policies, just because somebody else is black, and then they shame you in not voting for something different or simply abstaining from voting for Democrats, you have to ask yourself the question. There might be an inferiority complex that's self-prescribed simply because you're doing the same thing over. And this is not the definition of insanity. I hate when people say this. Oh, Freud said that doing the same thing over and over. That fucking Freud never said that. That's not even remotely close what insanity means. But if you do something over and over and expect a different result, it is the definition of being
Stupidity.
ignorant or in some cases stupid.
Yep.
Let's be honest. So do I believe that there are some black people who are absolutely fucking ignorant and stupid? Yes. I think there's white people the same way. Do I think that has anything to do with their skin color? No, but I think it has a lot to do with socioeconomic status. I think it has a lot to do with celebrating culture that isn't people going out and getting a job and being a great husband or a wife. It's going out and pimping that bitch and slapping that hoe and telling that cop to go fuck himself. I think when you inundate your life with that type of music, you might try to emulate those things. And I think it's fair when we look at Madonna and she's rolling around like a slut bag in front of the Vatican, that every single girl that age wore the same fucking clothing and did the same thing and talked the same and put the black mole on their face. And we literally in the 1980s was a whore fest. I mean, you could get your fucking your stick dipped anytime you wanted to in the 80s and 90s. And it wasn't what your parents went through or mine, where it's like, let's like hold hands and let's go to the soda jerk. It's like, no, let me fucking suck you off in the back of the car on date one.
Wow, you got lucky. Fucking, that didn't happen to me until
90, I was 12.
96. Shit, dude. Holy cow.
But that's the truth, right? I mean, isn't that the degradation of society? Is that it hasn't been a slow roll.
Something hit me the other day. I was looking at 50 Cent on some panel or whatever. And I read the 50th Law, where he did a book with Robert Greene, and I'm like, this guy's pretty fucking intelligent. And then I started thinking about something, because the recent video of Tupac Shakur was out, where he was like extremely well articulated college kid who's full of life and passion, a little bit effeminate. I'm like, wait a fucking second. What if the because I know nothing about rap, nothing about the rap or hip hop culture at all.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, cool. We can have a good. All right, I do, so we're gonna be okay.
My question is, what if these people You said these people. Shut up. What if they are like the 50 Cent that we know now? What if that's always been him, but the thug image or the thug gangster that Tupac was, or even like I like Ice-T, I like Ice Cube, I love the way they speak. I listen. What if that's always been them, but the characters that they created for the music industry was what that the powers that be brought in to corrupt the black culture by saying, hey, instead of being a well-spoken, articulate black man who presents himself well and is the upper echelon of high class, we're going to dumb y'all niggas down to make you look and sound like this. It's like, what? Jesus. I think that's what they did. I think that's what they did.
Listen, if you think that NWA, this is something I do know because I am a connoisseur of rap and gangster rap music.
What does NWA stands for?
That stands for non-white person with attitude.
Yeah,
okay. So, but Ice Cube, I mean, most of these guys were from Van Nuys. They weren't from Compton. Eazy-E, I think, was Oxnard, for God's sakes. And I grew up in Ventura, right outside of Oxnard, too. It is a persona, but you want to take a look at some of the lyrical, rappers out there and MCs. You look at KRS-One. Now, although KRS-One's off his fucking rocker now, that guy's wicked intelligent and probably one of the smartest black men that not just in music, but just in any type of topic. He's super intelligent. Kool Moe Dee was intelligent. You had these rappers that were that way, but they still had that gangster element. And even if you listen to NWA or listen to Ice-T or whatever it would be, they all were fulfilling a persona, but so was Kiss. You think Kiss wore that shit to bed? Do you think Rat fucking? They didn't. No. First of all, Gene Simmons has never slept a night in his life. That guy's nailed like 60,000 women. I'm surprised he even has pants. But all these personas are fake. These country music guys. Do you think they're out there roping fucking horses and wearing their 10-gallon hats and Sean and? Give me a break. It's all a show, and that's the way it is. So is it any different in rap? I don't think it was a persona that was forced upon them. I think it's the persona that they had and that they knew, and it was their Dillinger. It was their bank robbers. It was their greasers and socias. Black people had gangsters, and that's the thing they emulated. They didn't play cowboys and Indians. They played fucking gangsters and cops.
I think we have audio.
You should give me credit for that. That was really good. Gangsters and cops versus cowboys and Indians. Can you coin that for me?
Dude, put it on a t-shirt. You own that shit. You own that shit. I think we have audio that was not released yet from. Hang on.
Oh, what's this? We currently have on the television, the radio, I'm sorry, this is 1920 something. We seem to have a protest here over at Ole Miss. Ole Miss, this is the college where whites only used to attend, right? But today we have the Negro decides to come in under newly elected governor, whatever his name is, but we seem to have a protest here over whether or not there was grape Kool-Aid and watermelon being served for dinner. Well, there's not, because the cafeteria was for whites only, and they're still transitioning. Here at W Kiss My Ass, we're going to be keeping you an update here. Hopefully we will not be shot, drive by competitors yet or whatnot. For all the white women out there, good luck saving yourself from a giant 9-inch mandingo. Woo!
Yeah, it's just radio throwback we found on the thing there. Sorry.
I was gonna put this on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks.
Why
Dom.
would you do that?
So here's the last thing I'll say about this real quick is if you're a 320-pound black woman and you literally are wearing crushed velvet brown track pants and suit or some other thing. If you have the video of this,
I think
and you're offended by what some stupid white kid is doing, I think you've got some priority issues. And do we know if he was doing the Fat Albert walk? Because I don't feel like he was doing. Listen, I don't think he was doing.
No,
I don't think that's what he's doing. I think he was like, you are a fat fucking huge person.
But it doesn't make a difference because you can't put toothpaste back in the tube. It's already done. The kid's like, he's done.
Yeah,
He's done. That's why, to be honest, like I don't give a shit anymore about this crap. I'm so tired of on a daily basis the color of my skin equaling the problem of somebody else's plight. This got sent to me. I'm gonna pull this up on the screen for you too. Apparently, this is getting zero. What do you call it? Making the rounds at all. We're gonna check this one out. Apparently, this is some guy making a comment about a culture. Warning.
Okay.
Haven't heard this yet.
I'm gonna go off on this.
Okay, I have not heard. How much of this do you want me to play? It's like 2 minutes and plus.
You don't need to play a lot. I'm already go off. I don't like. You don't even need to hit play. I've never seen it, and I can already tell you why I'm pissed.
All right, here we go.
Hey, bro. What you mean doing the game? He amazing. What you saying, homie? Fuck out my brother's face. What I'm saying. What you gonna do about it, bro? Chill out. What you gonna do about it, bro? What you gonna do about it, bro? What you gonna do about it, bro? What you gonna do about it? We're gonna take it somewhere else, matter of fact. Let's go take it somewhere else, homie. Let's go. Move out of here, bro. Are you scared, homie? I'll knock your ass out. Let's go, homie. Let's go, homie. Let's go. Let's go. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you, bro. Bro, they say fuck the protesters. What you mean, homie? What you mean?
Don't engage, bro. I thought you was mad at Buddy. Don't engage.
What?
I thought you was mad at Buddy.
No, I'm mad at homie right here, bro.
No, that's my brother. You ain't
I
mad
don't
at
give a
him.
fuck about that.
You ain't mad at him.
No, I am.
What are you mad at me? Don't engage.
Not now.
You ain't mad at him, bro.
Don't engage, bro. He support Zionists, bro. He support Zionists, nigga.
What he do?
Shut the fuck
You don't know
up.
him? You don't know
I
him?
don't gotta know him.
Bro, get out of bro face, bro. Get out of bro face, bro. Get out of bro face, bro.
I will if I had to.
bro.
I will if I had to, bro.
I didn't graduate high school. Y'all talking to me.
That's why you
I do something else.
What you trying to do then? What you trying to do?
Don't engage.
Why are these the least intimidating people on the planet? I don't know what this just got sent, and it said black student being called the N-word repeatedly at UCLA has not received nearly as much attention as Monkey Boy JP Staples. We're more than halfway through this. I haven't heard him call them the N-word once.
The silent ER is different than the GA.
I will give this the full exposure it needs, because maybe I'll just clear this out, kill 90 seconds.
Don't engage. What you trying to do, nigga? What you trying to do, nigga? What you trying to do, nigga? What you trying to do?
Nah, bro. No.
What you trying to do?
Walk away.
What you trying to do, nigga?
Walk away.
What you trying to do,
bro. Walk away.
What
you here for? Walk away, bro.
I'm here for my brother.
Don't engage, bro.
What brother? My brother. What brother?
Don't engage.
Brother.
That's my brother, bro. Don't engage.
What brother is
Me, I'm the brother. Dude was talking shit to me. You started shit with me.
Why you guys are here, though?
I'm a student. I'm a UCLA student.
Okay, but why you guys are here?
Because I'm a student. I go to this school. I can show you my bones. You got that thing rolling?
Okay, so he calls him the nigga. God knows how many times. Who cares? So stupid.
Can you go back to the front image
Yeah.
real quick? And you've taken the lead on a couple, and I feel like we're at a place in our lives where we can just jump in randomly and say,
Of course
hey,
we can.
tag me in.
Yeah, what do you got?
Here's the thing. Let's just fast forward so we don't have so much glare, so people can actually see the ceremonial headdress that he is wearing.
So what is this
Perfect.
exactly? Because I see this all over the place.
So anybody who's spent any time downrange or in a Muslim country will recognize this, that there's several different iterations of this headdress. Okay, so you've got what is ceremonially known when it's around your neck as a shamag, and it's worn by veterans all the time. I've had one, and you can use it as a way to stop the heat in the desert. They're extremely thin cloth.
Can I pause you because you're a veteran. So when I right around 2012 in law enforcement, I started to see that pop up all over the place. Guys would wear this to the range a lot. Well, I don't understand why this came out of nowhere. As a veteran, can you explain why this became part of American military culture?
Well, we started going in the desert, and you saw this come over from our first time in Desert Shield, Desert Storm, but then specifically in Afghanistan. So for that would put a timeline of the last 21, 22 years. But it's also great at the range because here's the thing. Sometimes you're going to go down in a position where you're not going to be under cover. You're going to be in the sun. It's nice to have. It also keeps brass from kicking back on your neck and going down your clothing. But they're extremely cool, and they protect you from the sun. They're fantastic, and you can also wet them, and it helps through dehydration. There's plenty of uses. I've got one, but here's the thing that I want you to recognize is that the color. And there's four different types. There's the gutra, there's the shamag, and then there's the hatta. This is a kafaya. And what that is completely fucking different than the other three, because this is a ceremonial headdress. You may recognize this, the black and white, as it goes back to Yasser Arafat. And this is the PLO, the People Liberation Front, who are actually considered terrorists, just like Hamas, just like the JIP or IRGC or Hezbollah or Hamas, Muslim Brotherhood, etc. This group was renowned in the 80s and 90s for hijacking planes, for blowing up Jews, for all these type of things. So when you see our legislators wearing this, and you see these college kids, specifically the black and white, this is a ceremonial terrorist piece of garb, and it's not related to the other three. So if you go on Amazon right now and type in Shamag or Kafaye, and you want to type in PLO, just type in PLO Shamag. And when you pull it up, it will be this, and it will say it's terrorist headdress. PLO. They've been sold out because people keep buying this shit. And this is support. You're showing support not for Palestinians. You're showing support for fucking Hamas. You're showing support for PLO. And to pretend that this is anything but. Yeah, and now people are like, well, Yasser Arafat became a good guy. Yasser Arafat wasn't a good fucking guy. He did what was politically advantageous to stop killing Jews because of Western pressure. But to pretend that these guys are heroes, they're not. They're terrorist groups. That's it.
So is it a safe bet that this kid has no idea why the fuck he's wearing it because he sounds like an idiot to begin with?
None of them do. The only people who truly know are the people who are Muslim or Arabs. But when you see AOC wear it and Ayanna Pressley and those douche plows, they don't fucking know what it means. Brian, but why isn't anyone saying anything, Dom? Why doesn't a reporter get a hold of this and say, hey?
So that reminds me of something. I saw this the other day, and I'm like, wait, I don't understand this one. Brian Mast, who's a veteran, lost both of his legs. Didn't he fight over in Israel's military as well too?
With IDF?
Right. He is worn.
I don't know.
I got to find this. Let's see. Brian Mast.
A lot of guys did. Just FYI. Yes, okay. He did. In fact, he is IDF. I remember who you're talking about. That's the congressman.
So this is, I want to pull this picture up because I don't know how to take this, and I don't want to defend it, but at the same point in time too, I don't like it. There were times, like, I'm trying to pull a share screen here for you, and boom, boom. Why is Brian Mast, you can see the photo, right? Says Brian Mast, yep. This is October 2023. Brian Mast is wearing his ID uniform in the GOP conference meeting today. Why would anybody, especially as an elected official for our country, wear another country's uniform to an event here in our nation? Is this defendable?
Well, certainly not in my opinion, but he is a volunteer force for IDF, and I know he wasn't volunteered with the IDF before he became and got involved in Congress. If he's still a member of IDF and he still supports IDF, is it anything different than people going over and supporting Ukraine and asking for money and putting their hand out? And the answer is no. Do I think an American should go and wear Ukrainian military uniform and then represent themselves? No. But do I think they should wear IDF? That's where I'm a little bit of a hypocrite. Israel's a little bit different, is that in the Jewish religion, the homeland in Israel is just as paramount as the home front of the United States of America. And it is the homeland for the Jews, and that's their belief structure. So can I defend it? No, I would never do it. I mean, I worked for a small period of time for about 6 months with IDF, and I would never wear any IDF buttons or badges or supports that weren't authorized by the United States government.
Well, this is in a session, right? That the way that I'm reading is, if we're gonna get outraged, not you, but we collectively are outraged over them waving the Ukrainian flags in Congress a couple of weeks ago. Fuck this! I don't. Why the hell?
I don't like it. I don't like
this at all. Yeah, when I saw this for the first time today, I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is not acceptable.
Yeah.
So
I'm not a big fan of it either, buddy. Yeah. I'm not. But
I want to know if I was
it
wrong
is what it is. Yeah.
Oh shit, dude!
I figure the guy lost 2 legs. He can resemble and decide to dictate how he feels through any way he wants. And we can also say we don't fucking agree with it.
Not why he's serving us though. That's the problem. So Senator Tammy Duckworth lives. I keep saying 6 as I counted the other day. She lives 4. She's the 5th house down from me. I'm in a dual joined cul-de-sac. I step out my house and I look right down there, and 25 yards down the road is Tammy Duckworth's home when she's here in Illinois. Lost both her legs. She's a fucking war hero. Served her country. I didn't. She's a better human being than I am. I can't stand her fucking policies when she's in office. So if she wore something like that, it'd be the same thing. So no, you work for me. I didn't vote for you, but it does not make a difference, Democrat or Republican. You work for fucking me when you're in that position. So I don't like this when they do this crap. I don't.
Listen, once again, the whole point was any defense of this would be the stasis of people's belief with Israel and the United States, that it's not disloyal spiritually and from a theological standpoint. They believe Israel is the homeland and deserves to be defended, and Jews have every right for their sovereignty, and simultaneously can still support the United States and be an American. Can you serve both interests? The answer is no. This is where Nick Fuentes and Stu Peters and I do agree, although we agree very little, is that I don't believe you can demonstrate unfettered support for Israel and still have America's best interests in heart.
I don't think you can support anybody.
I'm a staunch supporter of Israel. You know that.
I don't think I don't think you can at all. I mean, especially the way we are now. I do not see any. How can you fucking bail out somebody else's boat when yours has holes in it? So I don't understand that. Changing gears here, one of my favorite human beings on the planet, Representative Maxine Waters, makes a prediction. She's on.
You got to a restaurant. You got to have your thought getting their face that. That person.
If I played baseball and I was a catcher, this is what Maxine Waters reminds me of. Take a catcher's mitt, and it's got to be used for 20 seasons, right? Leave it, take it out to your nearest retention pond, submerge it in the water for a week, let it sit there, bring it out, and then let it bake in the fucking hot summer sun in one of the most humid like a humid Chicago fucking summer, so it doesn't dry out, it just gets all funky and moldy, and then take a giant shit on it. That's Maxine Waters' face, as far as I'm concerned.
Can I tell you a story? And you can't get upset.
Why
because this
upset?
is
Did you fuck her?
Because this is well.
Oh boy.
That's the story. So no, because it's gonna put Olivia in a bad light. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, Maxine Waters, man. If you can describe Maxine Waters, I would say that she would look like Marvin Hagler in a dress.
Oh my! Don't do that to Marvin Hagler.
And then Olivia goes, no, get this. This was so racist, and we all laughed at her for it because we're like, how the fuck did you say that aloud? Because you've been on the show with her. She's Miss Innocent and prim and proper, and she goes, well, when I think of her, I think she looks like a struck match.
Oh my, that's worse.
Like Olivia, it's like Olivia, you can't say that shit.
No, that's worse.
You can't say that,
dude,
honey.
Marvin Hagler. Oh, you remember the Hagler Hearns fights?
Pull up Marvin Hagler.
I was watching some of his clips a couple of weeks ago. I love the old boxing. Tommy Hearns, Marvin Hagler. It's marvelous Marvin Hagler. All right,
I want to defend my wife. She is so not. I mean, she's a Mexican woman. Though. She heard that somewhere, and I'm like, honey, do you know what that means? And she's like, no, but I thought about it because they said it about Miles Davis. And I'm like, she does look like Miles Davis, but do you know what that means? And she goes, no. I said, okay, honey, burn a match and then look at it and then go ahead and look at her. She's like, I'm like, that's right. That's why you can't say that. She's like, oh shit.
All right, here's what she had to say. Okay.
This is a man who we better be careful about. And I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask the Justice Department and I'm going to ask the president to tell us what they're going to do to protect this country against violence if he loses. I want to know about all of those right-wing organizations that he's connected with who are training up in the hills somewhere and targeting, what communities they're going to attack.
She's a fucking genius. She's a fucking genius. And this is why the conservatives will always lose. They refuse to play this dirty. They refuse to fucking play this dirty, which is why they're always in a position of defense. And I've said it for years. I grew up, went to Catholic grammar school, and if somebody called you a racist, you immediately, you were always backpedaling. Oh, I'm not a racist. I'm not a racist. We had 2 black students who were in our graduating class. And then I think we had 4 black kids. Oh no, more than four black kids in high school, and I was friends with it. And then fucking, by the time I hit probably 35, and somebody called me a racist, I'd be like, that word has no meaning on me anymore. Fuck off, whatever. But that's where we're at.
I love it.
We always backpedal with this shit because we will not play. Oh, I'm not. Fuck these people. Maybe it's time to give them what they want. I don't know.
How about we ask the question? Please explain to me how I have supported or pushed forward white superiority over any color. Okay. Second, go ahead and please how I have demonstrated that black people are inferior to white people. Please give me specific examples of things I said and use quotes in context, please. Go. Okay, you can't? Go fuck yourself. It's the dumbest thing in the world. See, racism. I'm talking about true, even the Nazis. It wasn't about race for them. It was about power. It wasn't about race for them, dude. The guy that's screaming that blonde hair, blue-eyed is the ultimate race was not blonde haired and not blue-eyed. The one who's sitting here talking about pure German blood was not a pure German blood. And so it wasn't about race. It was about power. It was about a scapegoat. And they had to find out why World War I didn't go their way, why the Versailles Treaty bent Germany over the fucking table, and you get World War II. And even if you look at the Klan, it's hilarious because they hate black people. They don't have a fucking problem with Chinese people and Asian people. You don't hear shit about that. You don't hear anything about Hindus. You don't. Go ahead.
No, you just I love how you just posed a problem and a solution, right? Which is, hey, show me where I said this, and then you can't. And this is one of the reasons why I think you personally are your own fucking worst enemy, because you keep coming back to wanting facts and evidence and truth and all this shit, and you keep thinking that a majority of the people out there operate on the same frequency and level of intelligence you have. You're a very, very fucking smart man. It's disturbing how smart you are. Hell, I bring you on Mondays to ride off your fucking coattails, so I make myself look good. I don't know if you, if you haven't figured it out by yet, you're just stupid. But anyways,
give me a break.
So
I thought it was my ass.
No, I heard this earlier, and I wanted to play this because it's parallel to how much shit everybody was. You have been defending what's her name? Fucking who was the candidate who finally bought the broad? Fucking who finally brought.
Fuck, dude, you killed me, Nikki Haley.
Right. So this is.
I didn't defend Nikki Haley.
No, but you didn't. No, it's that's wrong choice of words. You didn't. You defended the position, which I think was very fair. I said she owns 25% of the vote, and if Donald Trump wants to win this election hands down and bring the 7% who will ultimately decide this election based on voting for a third-party candidate, he needs to pick Haley at least in a prominent position in his cabinet, or at least flutter the idea, or DeSantis, like I said 4 years ago, so he can bring the middle to the right. That's what I said. I think Nikki Haley. I'm not a huge fan of Nikki Haley. I just understand politics and what would be good for Trump. That's all. Yeah, see, fuck you
That's
for being smart. But this is what it reminded me of when people can't give a straight answer. I don't know if you heard this audio. This is Governor Kristi Noem, who's fucking hot.
Oh, fuck. Puppy killer.
I don't know about that shit. So before I play this, it's not the puppy clip. But what happened with this whole puppy shit thing?
Oh, we did this Friday night, man. Okay, and by the way, if I present facts and other people aren't as smart as me, then that just means I win quicker. So that's why I do it. I don't do it for other people's, their overall, fucking confidence level. I present facts and try to make arguments that are lucid because it's the fastest way to win and shut them the fuck up so I can move on to people who actually are and I can learn more. So that's why. Second, what happened was Noem wrote a book. And it's Noem, like garden gnome. I'm sorry. I don't know why I call her Noem. So Noem wrote a book. And in that book, she talks about her being on a farm and she's trying to be relatable. I don't wear a dress. I wear jeans and I have a piece of straw hanging out of my mouth and I'll wear a cowgirl hat. And in that book, she talks about having a terrier, a hunting dog. And it was 18 months old and it came from a kind of not an abused family, but it had some problems, had some obedience issues. So they took it in. Obviously, there was no training. You can't do that with a terrier. You can't do that with a pointer because the moment they get pheasant in their nose, the moment they get deer in their nose, they're fucking gone. And you usually have to clip them. And that's around the 2-year mark, 18 months mark. And then you train them and slowly introduce foreign scents, because if they get a scent, they'll just take off and try to hunt for it. And you can't keep the dogs around. Well, this dog went on a hunt and no training. And it's in the middle of pheasant season. And this dog was going fucking bonker because it's got the scent of pheasant in its nose. And its DNA is telling it, go hunt and go round up and flush the pheasant. But he doesn't know to flush the pheasant because he hasn't been trained. So his goal is to murder the pheasant and bring it back to you because that's what it wants to do. So this dog's just going off like a fucking madman. And she's like, heel, puts him on a leash, throws him in the truck. When they get home, they open up the door. And of course, the dog knows the scent. So he knows that there's chickens over at the neighbor's house. Now he's riled up. It's like somebody who wants to have sex and he's going to fuck anything that moves, even a football.
That's me.
He runs over there and starts murdering the chickens.
Well, it's a dog.
So the neighbor comes back and starts crying and she fucking writes him a check. And she's like, come on, dog, get over here. And then when she tried to pull it off the chicken, it reached back to bite her because once again, the dog doesn't know and it's in a primal phase. So what she does is she takes it to the gravel pit and she fucking plugs the dog.
So what?
Right. I'm not judging. I'm just telling you what happened.
I don't have a problem with that.
Right. Then she talks about she grabbed a goat and who was biting and did the same thing. And everyone's flipping the fuck out saying she's a puppy murderer and all this stuff.
Holy shit. People are fucking stupid. No, I don't. I have zero problem with that whatsoever. No, I just don't. All right. Well, this is Christy Nome. This is where she lost me. And I went, fuck, you're hot, but you are stupid.
Person.
Okay.
Let's talk first. We don't want to talk about a lot of the topics that you address in the book, but the book is called No Going Back, but it sounds like the publisher Center Street is going back on a couple of the details in the book.
Oh, I don't believe so.
Specifically, when you write in the book, I remember when I met with North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un, I'm sure he underestimated me. That, as I understand, is now being removed from the book at your request.
Yes, when I became aware of that, we changed the content, and the future editions will be adjusted. And I appreciate that. I've met with many, many world leaders. I've traveled around the world. I should not have put that anecdote in the book, and at my request, they have removed it.
That specific meeting didn't happen?
I'm saying that I'm not talking about that meeting. I'm not talking about my meetings with world leaders.
But you
there's
do
some
talk
that are
about
in the
meetings
book.
with world leaders.
There's some that are in the book, and then there's some that's not in the book. Many
but why
of them
are there
actually.
two specific mentions of meeting Kim Jong-un and talking about him, and a specific memory? I'm sure he underestimated me, having no clue about my experience staring down little tyrants. Did you tell your ghostwriter to write that?
I've specifically have worked on policy for over 30 years. And over that time, I have traveled around the world, and I have met with leaders around the world. And that anecdote, I've asked them to change the content, and it will be removed.
It's a simple question. Did you or did you not?
That's the answer that I have for you, is that it will be adjusted, and as soon as I became aware of it, that content.
How fucking hard? I'm going to give you an example. So, I've been deposed many times, and the way that depositions or lawyers work, when everybody has to be deposed or anything or go to court, lawyers try to get you, they trip you up. They ask you questions they already know the answers to. They're looking for you to lie. Right. End of story. So for those who don't know, I wrote all about it in my book, Before the Badge, Everything You Need to Know Before You Become a Cop. It's available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and wordsmatterpublishing.com. I was fired because I sent text message pictures of 2 dead bodies to a friend of mine. One was of an 86-year-old woman who bled out from a ruptured upper GI. Another one is a guy we found in his closet, died of a heroin overdose. Was a friend of mine. He asked me what was you doing today? So I sent him pictures we were doing, all that stuff. It was in retaliation for suing my department for our body cameras recording us nonstop in the bathroom. Read the book. Anyways, while I'm being deposed, the lawyer asks me, do you remember the text exchange you had with so-and-so at the time you sent the pictures? I said, yeah. He goes, can you explain what it was? I said, no, I don't. I don't have the text. Well, we have those for you. Yeah, because they wanted me to lie and say one thing. The text messages read that the guy, Lenny, asked me what I was doing. I said, I sent him the picture of a woman. Her face was in a pool of blood and this and that stuff. He goes, oh, my God, what is that? Are you on a murder scene? And I said, I don't know just yet, and blah, 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 blah. And the lawyer goes, was this a murder scene? I said, no. He goes, did you know it was a murder scene? I said, I don't know. I just had just what I sent him. Well, why did you say that? instead of pulling a Kristi Noem, I flat out said, because I didn't know what it was, and it was a sensationalized situation, and I sent him this information as that because it was I created a story for him to enjoy. How fucking hard is that for you to understand? So
that's it.
Why can't Kristi Noem? Well, I'm not going to backtrack and go, well, I don't know why I said that. I know exactly why I said it. I wanted him to see a picture and go, fuck, dude, what is he on? So I don't know why she just can't say, no, I've never met with him. Why can't these people fucking do that?
It's a book. It's a book. It's a book. Do you actually think, this is what I would say, do you actually think I sat down and wrote every single line in there? I gave my notes and I said the things that I said, and I'm sure there's some entertainment value in that book. But you don't see a direct quote from Kim Jong-un. You don't see me sitting here and falsifying pictures. So it's entertainment value. Some of it, of course it is. It's a book. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to entertain. So was I honest? No, I wasn't.
I would respect
what else was
the
a
shit
lie?
out of that.
What else is a lie in the book? You're going to have to buy it to find out.
I would respect the shit out of that, dude. But yeah, I don't respect people who say they're authors and they don't. Like, I wrote 10 books last year. Are you fucking kidding me? It took me 18 months to write one. Fucking stupid.
Well, I'm gonna trust me. I'm gonna be diving into that fray. It's probably the #1 request I get is to write a book, and
it's worth it.
Fuck, man, I'm gonna need all the help I can get.
Do not self-publish. I have a publisher for you. Do not self-publish.
Of course, I'm already gonna tap you for that. Of course, but Kristi Noem, listen, this is all about VP.
Oh, she's not gonna get it now.
Right. This is the last time I'm gonna say this. Okay. When you choose a vice president, whether it be Tricky Dick Nixon, whether it be LBJ, do you think Kennedy wanted LBJ? No, he delivered Texas. Do you think that that Dan Quayle was the top of the Bush's list? Do you think Ronald Reagan's copied communism as the director of the CIA? Do you think that Sarah Palin was the best choice for a fucking 95-year-old man who can't? She was there. She was there for the youth vote. Okay,
she's a smart fucking woman, though.
I'm not saying she's not, but she wasn't there to move the ticket forward with McCain because McCain was a career politician. It was to bring in the females and the youth because he was unrelatable. Donald Trump has a problem with women and has a problem primarily with minority voters. And he's doing better with women and better with Hispanics and better with Asian Americans. But he's going to have to bridge the gap. You get that with Nikki Haley. Ron DeSantis is extremely popular, but what does he give you outside of the fucking MAGA vote? Nothing. What does Kristi Noem give him? Nothing. What does whatever Blake from Arizona? What does she give him? She's MAGA.
She gives him the conspiracy theory vote. She gives everybody who's aligned.
It doesn't matter. Those people are already voting for Trump. So you want to deliver some states up in the upper Northeast. You want to deliver the Midwest, higher, more industrial style union-based states. You do that. You get Virginia. You get North and South Carolina on lock if you put somebody like that in. That is my point. That's why I've said it for 4 fucking years. It was DeSantis or it was going to be Nikki Haley. He hasn't picked because he can't pick yet. It's simple as that. He's got to see where these court cases are going to go. He's going to wait as long as he can before the RNC convention, and then you'll probably hear it a couple of weeks before the RNC convention. That's what he should do. And Nikki Haley, he needs to get those 25% of those votes back on his corner because those people are not going to vote for him. I'm just letting you know.
I don't know who he's gonna pick. I don't know because it's fucked up. Just because you say something intelligent doesn't mean people are going to believe you. Fucking
right, but that's immaterial to me. As long as I keep saying things that are intelligent.
I know. I don't know why. Don't you want like a bigger audience? To get a bigger audience, you have to speak dumb like I do.
No, to get a bigger audience, you have to hate Jews.
Yeah, that's a good point. Fucking, you get 500,000 people in a day. No, it's like people go, "Oh, it's the dumb show. I'm gonna go. Oh, facts and fucking intellect and stupid and dumb."
I think you're underestimating that we have a fairly decent audience.
You've got a great, no, that's the problem. You've got a very good, because your people are starting to listen to Mondays when you're on here. I think they're great. The sad thing is the fucking joke is on them when they stick around for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They're like, wait a second, what's this fucking dribble he's playing?
I look at it this way, is that we have to constantly be moving forward and constantly growing in our pages. And it's got a following. There's times where we do 800-900 on live. And then there's days that we do, our normal 225, 250. But I also look at the interactions, so on Facebook, we interact with a shit ton of people, and we're growing small, but slowly but surely. But dude, if I wanted to grow, it would take me 5 minutes to rebrand my image, start talking about Q, and say everything positive about Trump, and I would be the next Benny Johnson. But that's not what I want, and I can't sell myself out like that. I just won't fucking lie to make money. I don't believe in it. I'm a Boy Scout.
Yeah, you have integrity.
A little bit. So do you. You pretend you don't, but I really don't care. What you're fucking self-deprecating. You're such a downer sometimes.
There's power in self-deprecation, dude. Self-deprecation.
Yeah, there is, but when you believe it, then it becomes a problem. You can joke about it.
No, it's gotten me out of fucking trouble. I'll tell you that. I fainted on my very first night on patrol, and
really,
oh fuck, dude. I'd been in fucking 4 a.m. bar fights, all this kind of shit, whatever, because the bar I worked at, we had a 10-man brawl. My first night on Midnights by myself, very first night in the academy. I passed out. I had to be out for 5 minutes because we jumped on a guy. I cuffed him, brought him to the squad car. I remember looking at my FTO. I go, Greg? And the next thing I know, I meet Pat Walker, who was a lieutenant from the fire department, taking off my vest. I'm like, wait a second. From the time they called it in, propped me up against, I was out for fucking 5 minutes, dude. So they said
it's a long time to be unconscious.
They said I had my belt cranked up too tight and my vest too tight, and I was dehydrated, all this shit. I'm like, fuck, dude. So I knew I was gonna take some shit. It's my very first day. I don't know these guys. So I walked in a roll call. I was on 11 to 7, so 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. So I'm coming off the afternoon shift into the midnight shift. So there's 15, 16 guys in roll call room. And I walked right in. I'm like, fucker. Hey, did you hear about that pussy who passed out last night? Boom.
I was wondering, did they have pampering for you?
I had to nip that in the bud before they had a chance to.
Right.
And they always get you out of trouble. Yeah.
We hit the deck all the time in the Navy because, the first thing they fucking tell you is you're going to be standing at attention a lot. So dipshit, don't lock your knees.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Graduation day, dude. I'm not kidding you, dude. We're sitting there, we're standing attention for 3.5 hours. The fucking graduation's horrendous. In the middle of Chicago's sun.
Ugh.
And those poor bastards that have July and September, fuck, I feel horrible. But they would you just all of a sudden, you're standing forward, right? And you're locked at attention. And you see this. Some guy face first. And it happens all the time.
I saw a female do that in some video, and that's all the comment section is. Don't lock your knees. I don't understand the locking of the knees. How does that prevent?
It's when you stand up and you push your kneecaps back.
Right.
And what it does is it relieves pressure from your calves and it puts it on your thighs, but it also cuts off, 2 major arteries that are going through your leg and stops blood flow. So when you do that and then you ultimately bring them back, all that blood rushes down, goes from your head, and then you fucking hit the deck.
That's called venous pooling.
I just learned something new.
Because guys who are over 40, if you do heavy leg day in the gym, they say, don't just fucking go home. Go on a treadmill, walk for about 5-10 minutes, because you could have a heart attack that way.
Yeah, you can get oxygen in your blood systems and you get blood clots.
Yeah,
it's 100%. So every leg day that I do, I always roll on circular little bumps on it. So roll out the muscle group, and then I go and walk 3 miles on my treadmill because it's and I run too. But on leg day, you gotta get that blood flow going.
Shit, dude, it's fucking weird. See the things you learn.
Hey,
the things you learn.
Can we do
what?
Can we do burn pit? Can you talk to the burn pit guys and let's get you and me on the burn pit someday, or they're on your show and we all get on? Can we do that?
Hang on a second.
That should happen. And then, how's your club coming along? I'm going to be helping you with it because Terry wants to help you with it, and I'll be helping you with it and getting it built. And anything you need from me, let me know.
Thank you.
Hey, it's Izzo. Yeah, Matt from the Dumb Show wants to get together with us. So give me a call back, and we got to schedule time with you, me, Matt, and Maddie. So there you go. Okay. I just left him a message.
Yeah, so we redid the graphics for evening rants, and it looks really freaking good. So Terry's having me do a lot of that, helping out with that, and I love doing it.
Yeah,
so
I literally
we'll
just
get you
called
set up.
them. I literally just called Chelsea. I sent her a text the other day. I said, I want some more information about, because we have on the Rants of Izzo page, we have a club. And I'm like, we never use it. But because I started looking at all these people who are using like Patreon and locals. I'm like, if we have that capability and I can actually interact more with people, because I need some fucking friends, dude. Why wouldn't I do that? And people pay.
We built our own. It's now our own. It's not Patreon. It's ours. So it's Spreely's, and we're testing. It's really going well. I'll give you a passcode to ours, and you can go take a look at where we're at.
Fucking shit. All right, kids, there you have it. We have a lot coming up for the show. Do not forget to go to Spreely.com. Check out all the things from the social media to the other shows out there, like The Dumb Show, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, Monday through Friday as well. Matt's wife is really fucking hot. So you could I'd watch her floss her teeth for 2 hours, dude. She's that fucking hot. Anyways, check out other shows we have on there. Support the show in all the ways that you need to. Share, right? Remember, we are listener funded. If you're listening to this, if you're watching this, we're a listener-funded platform. Show some fucking love and support us. Don't just do the whole, oh my gosh, yes, I support small business in America, and then go to your favorite blue check mark who's got 1 million fucking people following him, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna donate to his cause. But no, I don't want to give $5 to the Rants of Izzo show. Fuck that.
How hard is it to like something? Just like, I mean, seriously, even if you don't have money, just fucking hit the like button, for God's sakes, you fucking ungrateful people. Sorry.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, you fucking monkeys. That encompasses all of you. Guys, have a great damn day. We'll see you tomorrow here on the Rants of Izzo show. Yeah, that's it. Have a great fucking day. Go help somebody today. And if you can't help them, just don't hurt them, you sons of bitches. See you tomorrow.